Welcome. Welcome to the fourth annual Recovery and Remembrance. Right. I am Raton Municipal Judge Christine Piancino, and I will be honored to be your MC for today's event. Please remember that this is being live streamed, so when someone is up here speaking, please keep the extra noise to a minimum so that the people out there who aren't here today can hear the stories that will give them strength to enter their recovery. I don't want to see the list of names over there get any longer. They don't have to get any longer. What we say here today and what we hear today may save somebody's life tonight. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Raton City Manager, Dr. Richard Mestis, to give the formal welcoming. Mr. Mestis. This was for the live stream.
Okay.
So I'm just talking about this.
Good afternoon, and welcome everybody to Raton's fourth annual Recovery and Remembrance Day. I would like to thank Danielle, Rain, and the City of Raton Continuum of Care for inviting me back today, and to also thank them for all of their hard work for this important event. I would also like to thank El Raton Media Works for broadcasting this event today. Can we give all of our sponsors a round of applause? Today is to celebrate those who have overcome addiction, support those still walking the path, and honor the memory of loved ones lost. I, myself, in the past, have struggled with alcohol abuse and have lost family members to the devastating forces of drugs and alcohol. This impacts all of us. No one is immune. Recovery and remembrance are deeply spiritual experiences, and there's something we see reflected across the great monotheistic faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. At their heart, all three pray to the same God of Abraham, a God of compassion, a God of healing, and a God of hope. In moments of loss, pain, and struggle, reaching out to God becomes more than just a prayer. It's a way of remembering who we are and where we came from. Through prayer, reflection, and community, these traditions remind us that healing isn't just about moving on. It's about reconnecting with the sacred, with each other, and with the divine presence that has always been with us. Each of these faiths brings its own wisdom about what it means to heal and recover. In Judaism, the idea of teshuvah is about returning, not just to God, but to your most honest and authentic self. It's a process of reflection, forgiveness, and growth. In Islam, the concept of ummah, or the global community of believers, shows us that healing doesn't happen in isolation. We recover together, support by love, empathy, and shared faith. And in Christianity, we found powerful words in Ezekiel chapter 37, verse 4. Prophecy to these bones, and they will live. Even when we feel broken or dried out, God has the power to breathe life into us again. These teachings remind us that recovery is real, renewal is possible, and hope is never out of reach. Eastern tradition offers a different but equally powerful perspective on healing. In Taoism, recovery is about restoring balance, bringing yin and yang back into harmony and aligning ourselves with the natural flow of life in the universe. Peace doesn't come from trying to control everything, but from learning to move on with life as it is. Buddhism takes this idea even further, teaching that recovery isn't always about fixing. It's about accepting. Pain, loss, and change are not signs of failure. They're just part of being human. Instead of fighting those experiences, we need to embrace impermanence and doing so, find peace. This always reminds me that God is one, truth is one, but called differently by many. What ties all these perspectives together is the more powerful truth. When we stop fighting our failures and the failures of others, and we begin to accept them, we discover a deeper kind of freedom. A freedom grounded in peace, not control. And from that place of inner peace, we're better able to support others, help others, and love others. Compassion grows when we stop pushing pain away and instead sit with it, learn from it, and use it to hold space for others who are on their own path to healing. I'd like to close with a verse that speaks to the heart of all faiths and philosophies. The good news according to Mark chapter 10, verse 2. With men it is impossible, but not with God, for with God all things are possible. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to welcome Judge Christine Piancino, our distinguished municipal judge, as our Master of Ceremonies. Judge Piancino is deeply committed to justice and has served Raton for years. She has presided over countless cases upholding the laws and the values that we all hold dear. She is a beacon of fairness and integrity, and simply put, a straight shooter. We're fortunate to have such a respected citizen volunteer as our Master in Ceremonies, and Judge Piancino is a pleasure to work with and has been a valuable resource to have right down the hall from me. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the Honorable Christine Piancino, Raton Municipal Judge.
Wow, that was very sweet, very unexpected. I would like to now introduce Colfax County Magistrate 1 Judge, Amy Ronich, who is also a board member of RAIN. She's going to speak today on the importance of why we are here and to thank everyone who made this possible. Judge?
Thank you, Judge. Okay. Can I move this down just a tad? Okay. Thank you. All right. Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome. Thank you for being here today. This is such an important event, and it's great to see all the faces here, new and those that I recognize. Thank you for gathering today as we observe Recovery and Remembrance Day. This occasion allows us to come together as a community to recognize the challenges many individuals face in their recovery journeys and to celebrate the resilience and strength that come with healing. Mental health conditions and substance use disorders are significant public health concerns that impact many lives. According to the National Institute of Mental Health, 1 in 5 adults in the United States experiences some form of mental health issue each year, affecting approximately 51 million individuals. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration highlights that around 28.5 million people aged 12 and older were classified with a substance use disorder in 2021. For many individuals, mental health and substance use issues co-occur, as about 7.7 million adults face co-occurring disorders. These statistics underscore the importance of understanding the complex nature of recovery, as well as the need for comprehensive support systems to address both mental health and substance abuse. Recovery is a personal journey that can manifest in various ways. It can mean finding stability, managing symptoms, rebuilding relationships, or discovering new paths to fulfillment. Regardless of the specific path someone takes, recovery is a sign of resilience and courage. Each step forward, no matter how small, is a step worth celebrating. Today, we also take time to remember those we have lost. Each life reflects a unique story filled with struggle, hope, and love. Remembering them emphasizes the need for our collective efforts to raise awareness, reduce stigma, and provide compassionate support for one another. As we listen to the stories shared today, I encourage an atmosphere of patience and respect. Each personal account holds significance, and sharing experiences can foster understanding and connection. Let's create a space where everyone feels safe and supported. Please be mindful of noise levels during the presentations to ensure that everyone can hear and engage fully with the speakers. To those in recovery, your journey is valid. You are not alone. Sharing your experiences and supporting one another strengthens our community. To the service providers, your dedication and commitment to supporting individuals in their recovery is invaluable. Together, we can create an environment that promotes healing and hope. Thanks again for being here today. Together, we honor our past, support one another in the present, and look forward to the future of possibility and healing. Thanks again. All right, I'm going to briefly announce our sponsors and our booths, and then I'll turn the floor back over to Judge Pincino. Thank you so much. So our sponsors of this amazing event are Recovery Communications of New Mexico Peer Coalition, Regional Agency Intervention Network, or RAIN, the City of Raton, Northeast Network of New Mexico, Crossroads Behavioral Health, Local Collaborative 8, Team Builders, Lighthouse Church, and El Raton Media Works. Thank you all for supporting this event and being our sponsors. And lastly, for our booths, we have the RAIN welcome booth and registration. So if you didn't check in there, make sure to check in there. Get your free t-shirt and your tickets for your Frito Pies. We have Blue Sky United with Bert Dennis and Ruth. City of Raton Continuum Youth Board, the Children, Youth, and Families Department, Pinwheel Healing, Lighthouse Church, Lausanne, Team Builders, Crossroads. We have Taos Henna, Main Street Live and Schuler Theater, the Recovery and Remembrance Table, and Casa Via Therese with Mark McDonald. Thank you all again for attending this wonderful event. Hope you have a great day. Thank you.
So our next speaker today is Mr. Mark McDonald from Casa Via Therese. Hey, nice to meet you. This right here is for the live stream.
Great.
And that's for the Thank you.
Well, good afternoon or good morning. What time is it? Is it afternoon yet? My name is Mark McDonald, and I am so glad to be here today. I am born and raised a Ratonian, so it's nice to come home to share in this event with you guys. I live in Santa Fe, and I am the executive director of an organization called Via Therese Catholic Clinic, Via Therese Free Clinic. Today we gather to honor those that we've lost, celebrate those who are on a path to recovery. And I want to just take a second to make sure that we acknowledge those who are among us, who are walking their path and are in healing and recovery every day. So can we give them a round of applause, because it is not an easy thing. Your strength and your resilience every single day shows the entire community, our society, our state, our nation, and our world what resilience looks like and what we can accomplish when we do things together. And I think that that's really, really important, particularly during these times. You know, each small step forward that we take in recovery is a victory, and each day lived in health and hope is a triumph. And I want to talk to you today a little bit about health and hope and what we offer to make sure you know you're not alone in health and hope. Via Therese Free Clinic is New Mexico's only completely free clinic. We do medical, dental, and vision care. There are no pre-qualifications, and we serve our patients with dignity, respect, and we provide them hope. We get asked all the time, well, you're a Catholic organization. If we look back at the roots of the word Catholic, lowercase c, it means all-inclusive. It means no one is left out. We don't ask about income level. We don't ask about your religious affiliation. We don't ask about your insurance status, your immigration status. You show up to our clinic and we provide care. We believe in dignity, we believe in hope, and that's what we provide to our patients every single day. I grew up in Raton. I actually was a volunteer EMT here. I was a paramedic for a long time throughout the state of New Mexico. I was a critical care flight paramedic for many years, and I know just how much rural New Mexico struggles with integration and access to health care. It is not an uncommon thing for people to be on wait lists, to have struggled to access medical, dental, and vision care. That accentuates problems and makes it harder for people who are in recovery because sometimes they feel hopeless. They don't know where to turn. Health is such a foundational aspect of recovery. Our goal at Via Therese to support those who are in recovery is to make sure that you know that you have an equitable place for access to health care, to make sure that you know that you have a team who is on your side and who will support you in making sure that you take those healthy steps forward. Our clinic, as I said, does medical, dental, and vision care. None of the services that we provide, we don't charge. We don't charge for anything. So if you come to us for vision care, we'll do your eye exam, we'll provide you with glasses. If you come to us for dental care, you don't have to worry about the cost barrier. We will clean your teeth. We will give you extractions and fillings for free. That is our mission. Our medical clinic is one that provides hope to many patients. In a time when so many are feeling displaced in the healthcare system with cuts to Medicaid or not being able to afford your copay or deductible even if you have health insurance, people need a safe place for medical care that provides them with dignity. You come to us, we provide you the medical exam, but we also cover your prescriptions and make sure that you have the tools that you need to live the healthiest and happiest life that you can in regards to your health care. For those of you who are in recovery, I just want to remind you that you are not alone. And I know you're going to hear that a lot today, and I needed to hear it when I was taking my first steps in recovery. You're not alone. And we say that all the time, we hear it all the time, but I really want us to take to heart what that means. My organization exists so that we can support one another. And when we remove the barriers to care, to health care, like equitable access, when we remove the barriers such as cost, when we stand up for those who are hurting, we create a community where recovery is not just possible, but it's also sustainable, and that's our goal. As we remember those that we've lost and honor those still fighting, let us commit to building a community where health, healing, and hope are within reach for everyone. That's what our clinic stands for, and that's why we're gathering with you all here today. Thank you so much for having us. Please drop by our booth. We'll get you signed up if you want medical, dental, or vision care. We also have some surveys to figure out how, even though we're in Santa Fe, we can integrate into your community to make sure that equitable access for those who are most vulnerable is a priority in your community, my home community. I love you all. Thank you all for having us, and we hope to catch you over here at our booth.
I think it's wonderful that an opportunity like that presents itself here because we all know that we have a hard time getting health care here in Raton. So I am so grateful that they are here. Up next is Pastor Eli Morgan. He is here to tell his story. Please welcome Eli Morgan.
We should be good. I'm pretty loud. I noticed there wasn't too much clapping because a lot of y'all don't have any idea who I am. Not from Raton. I was born in Georgia. I was living there until I was about 8 or 9, maybe 10. I don't really remember. That was a long time ago. Then I grew up in Clovis in Texaco. Don't judge me. I felt the judgment. And then I joined the Navy after high school and went back East Coast. Long story short, it's been a lifelong journey of substance abuse in my life. I said I moved to New Mexico when I was around 9. By the time I moved here, I had already drank alcohol. I had already smoked marijuana. I had already done and said and witnessed things that most 9-year-olds back then wouldn't have. And it's really upsetting to see what our youth are subject to today. Lived my life playing sports, thought that football and everything that comes along with the jock life was the only way of life. Turns out that's not the truth. I ended up getting in trouble in school for using drugs, lost a full ride scholarship, ended up sending me to the military. I always joke with people and I say I actually joined the Navy to get away from drugs and alcohol. I don't know if you knew this, that's not the best way to get away from drugs and alcohol. The Navy is definitely not the best way to get away from alcohol. But I got out of the military, and I actually left with more issues than I went in with. I suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. I've got a bunch of other fun mental problems. If you don't believe me, you can ask my beautiful wife. And it's just been a struggle. And like everybody said since they've been up here, the first step and every step after that is hard, but you have people. A lot of people don't know our tiny church on 2nd Street. A lot of people are scared of it because it says Hopeway Baptist Church on the sign. Guys, we're just people. And our main goal is to see lives changed for the better. After the military, I joked with Crossroads, and I was like, I was literally on everything but roller skates when I got out. That's the point, and that's not my term. I heard it on a podcast. But that's literally where I was. I had gotten into the darkest place that I ever thought that I would get into. So everything that this event stands for speaks to me. Not only was I an addict, but whenever I got to the lowest place in my life, I was about to commit suicide. I had already had everything planned out. I was going to go to sleep and never wake up. I didn't think anybody could love me with where I was. I didn't think anybody understood who I was with where I was. Long story short, on the 4th of July, I walked into a house that was filled with grace. Filled, not full, sorry. A house that was filled with grace and love and prayer. My wife was babysitting my best friend's daughter. I had no idea who she was. She talked to me about the Lord a little bit. She invited me to a revival that her and the girls were singing at. And sorry for being so blunt, but what you see is what you get. Yes, I'm a pastor, but I'm also a human. She was like, will you go to the revival with us and listen to us sing? And I said, absolutely, you're hot. I'm gonna go. That night, and if anybody in here is struggling right now, I urge you, if you didn't hear anything else I said, to please listen to this part. That night, Sunday night, July 21st of 2019, a preacher in North Carolina was preaching on the potter and the clay. And he brought up the fact that it doesn't matter how beaten, how broken, how marred, how disgusting, how filthy your clay is, the Lord never throws it away. He always puts it back on the potter's wheel and keeps molding you into his image every single time. That spoke to me, and it reminded me, and it showed me that there was someone that loved me when no one else could, that there was someone who cared when no one else did. That night, I gave my life to the Lord Jesus Christ. I know it doesn't happen like this for everybody, but that night I stood up from the altar and laid down everything. I've officially been 6 years sober. Thank you. But I will say this, it's not an easy ride. Everybody looks and they hear what I do, they see my family, they think that everything is rainbows and butterflies. It doesn't matter what stage of recovery you're in, struggle's still there. Life's not easy. Life does not stop lifing. That's just the truth. But one thing's for sure is you have a purpose to be here. You have a reason to be on this earth, whether it be to give free health care in not only a state, but a nation that's almost impossible to find. Or to be a mom to not only your kids, but to 98% of everybody else's kids. To be a friend. Everybody serves a purpose. I lost my best friend, you have to tell me, I can't remember, 4 years ago. I got a call. My mom called me. She said, "Are you sitting down?" And I said, "Yes." That's kind of weird. Are you spying on me? This was my best friend from like 6th grade all the way through high school. The only person after high school that I spoke to all the way up until that point. She said Landon committed suicide. He was also struggling with substance abuse, had a wife and a beautiful daughter. I would say that, but she looks exactly like him, so a little iffy. But he left behind a daughter. He left behind his wife, his family, his friends. And it really broke me because I blamed myself. Still to this day, I blame myself. It hurts me every time I think about him and I'm like, I didn't do enough. I didn't tell him that there is possibility. It does get better. It is okay to hurt. So if no one's told you that, it is okay to hurt. But what's not okay is to stop and to give up and not let God finish writing the story of your life. Guys, I thank you so much for allowing us to be here, for having me up here. I know y'all are like, this guy's crazy. Yeah, I know. I promise you, I get told that frequently. But at the end of the day, I've never gotten to go on this type of platform and tell my story and let people know that, hey, there are people just like you that have made it. There are people just like you who, although we may look like we've made it, are still struggling. We're still hurting. It's one of the hardest things you'll ever have to do, but it's the best thing you're ever going to do. Because of my sobriety, I've now been opened up to being able to do stuff like this. I worked at the high school for a little bit. I get so many amazing kids that come to our church. It's just been beautiful to see the growth and to see the love and the care. Families that come to the church now and watching them grow. Guys, don't give up. Keep pushing because tomorrow's a new day. Thank you so much. And y'all probably don't hear this a lot, but I love all of you. Thank you.
Okay, so compared to him, I'm very, very short. So one thing that I wanted to make sure that I let somebody know about with this live stream, there are reasons that people don't come to events like this. Not just because they're ashamed or afraid or embarrassed that they do drugs or that they can't go a day without alcohol, but also because of whatever happened to them that made them turn to drugs, turn to alcohol, or think that taking their own life is the only way that their pain stops. So we need to make sure that anybody, whether they're here in this room or in Kathmandu, can hear this live stream. So again, please keep the background noise to a minimum. Next up is from Trinidad Main Street Live, Mr. Eric Shepard.
Okay. Can you hear me? Good. I've been sitting at a table near the back, and sometimes it's a challenge, so I really have to listen. So I'll try to speak up just a little. My name is Eric, and I'm an alcoholic. Hi. There, thank you very much. Unlike a lot of the people here, I'm not an agency head or a caregiver. I'm just a guy, you know, and I'm a guy who's been in recovery for a number of years. And I was asked to speak, and I was told, you got 7 minutes to talk about your journey. It's like, well, I can make it real simple, right? Life used to really be bad. I didn't think it was going to be any better. Didn't know how to make it any better, and now it is. So, okay, I'm done, right? Yeah. So one of the reasons I'm standing here today is recovery has given me the courage to make change in my life. As I mentioned before, I was not in a great place and I didn't know how to get out of it. All of my best efforts basically made things worse, right? Because this brain is an alcoholic brain and it thinks alcoholic thoughts, right? And I was raised by two alcoholics, so I was really well trained in how to do that. What that meant is that I was pretty doggone selfish. I had an old friend who was a salesperson, and she'd say, the most important part of her sales call was, what's in it for me, with them, right? And that was part of what her strategy was, to try to sell someone on something. Well, I knew that already because that was what my whole life was about. It's like, what's in it for me? And one of the things that's happened in recovery, for which I'm really grateful, is my attention is turned outward. I'm much more interested in what I can contribute than what I can take out of a situation. That's true of my family life, that's true of my romantic relationships, and it's true with my employers as well. I used to think only in terms of the advantage I could take of a situation or a person. Because the only thing I was interested in was, could you get me drugs or alcohol or sex or shopping things? I mean, it didn't matter, you know, really, I was just in it for me. And what recovery has allowed me to do is to think of ways in which I have the ability to contribute. I like what the speaker in front of me said about the changes that have happened in his life. And one of them is that when situations turn sideways, you know, and they're going to, I now have the tools to deal with it. What it used to be is, you know, my old bag of tricks, right? But now I have the ability to roll with what's going on. It doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Doesn't mean that I don't encounter difficulties. It just means that I have a way of dealing with it, kind of like a mature adult. I'm working on that, but kind of like a mature adult deals with adversity. Instead of blaming other people or drinking or trying to get back at someone for something I think they did to me, I don't have to live that way anymore, and I'm really grateful for it. One of the things that recovery has allowed me to do is to stand here with you today. I didn't have the courage to change my life or know exactly how to do that, but recovery allowed me to be open to opportunities that became available to me. So a little over a year ago, I moved to southern Colorado to take a job. And that job, in that job, I get to work with a guy who's in recovery, and around a lot of people who could probably use it, to be honest. But that's my opportunity, right, is to be of service to that organization and the people that I come in contact with. And I get to do something that makes me feel like I'm contributing to the world and growing as a human being, which is also really important to me. I mentioned before that I was raised by two alcoholics, but they're also the people that helped me get into recovery. Because they recognized that their drinking had taken them places they didn't want to go, and they said to me, you know, maybe you should look at that too. And of course, as most addicts will know, and alcoholics know, my instant response is, hell no. You know, no, I'm not going to do that, and I don't have that problem. You guys might, but I don't. But over a period of time, I started going to Al-Anon meetings, another 12-step recovery program for families of people with alcoholics, and I began to discover there were things that I could do, there were situations that I was responding to in a way, and I eventually got to the place like maybe I should go to an AA meeting too. And one of the things that I can say to conclude is that when I first got into recovery, saying I'm an alcoholic was a really shameful thing. I did not want to say those words out loud, and it took me several meetings, several months worth of meetings for me to be able to say that. Now it's one of the things I'm happiest about in my life. It's been an incredible gift to be able to be transformed in my life. And I owe that to my willingness to accept guidance from a higher power. I call it God, but that's an essential part of recovery, is being willing to not be in charge of the universe. I am not. And it's a very good thing. But being able to turn my life and the direction of my life over to the God of my understanding has enabled my life to flourish in ways that never could before. It's enabled me to see the goodness and kindness and the beauty in other people that I never could see before. It's enabled me to find the courage and the strength to make positive things happen in my life and to allow those positive things to happen. And I'm grateful to be here. When I realized that a lot of the people were speaking here today, I thought, oh, well, you know, I don't run some sort of agency, so I don't quite fit in, or, wow, I'm in a room and I don't know these people. But I began to look closely at the folks, and I said, yeah, I'm right at home, and I'm really happy to be here. I am glad you were here. Thank you for having me.
So now we're going to take a small break from the stories of recovery and remembrance, and service providers that we have and team builders are going to come up and do some raffles. So you were given a little ticket. Please get out that ticket and they will come up and do some raffles. Or you could have a few. There's Joe Salazar with Team Builders.
Hi, everyone. It is our raffle time, and we just really want to say thank you on behalf of all the sponsors that put this together and all of the different agencies and booths that are here today. Team Builders was quite generous and gave a lot of door prizes, and this is their staff here. If everybody would introduce yourself real briefly. We'll start down this way.
Hi everyone, I'm Ryan. I'm a new adults wraparound service with, who am I again? Just kidding, Team Builders.
Hi everyone, my name is Joe Salazar. I'm the Team Builders Program Coordinator at our Raton office.
Hello everyone, I'm Brooke Salazar. I work with the kids over at Team Builders. I do respite and FSS.
Hi, my name is Victoria Garcia, and I'm a family support service provider, and I also do respite services at Team Builders.
Thank you. If everybody would give Team Builders a round of applause, please. Thank you for your services. We thank Team Builders for their services with the youth and what they do in our community. It's greatly appreciated. And without no more further ado, I'm going to shake up these raffle tickets and we will call out the numbers, and good luck to everybody. Thank you for being here. Okay, Ms. Jefferson.
So for this one, it is...
You can name it.
It's
Adriana. She's taking a bit away. Oh no, she's...
Adriana?
Trina! Yay! Okay, next one. Oh, we have more coming.
Red Jill. You did.
Yay! Good job, Jill. Ah, Joe Salazar! Yay! Congratulations, Miss Joe.
I'll re-raffle it.
No. You won't re-raffle. You won. They were shook up really good. She won that.
Dana White.
Okay. We're gonna go get her. Next one.
Victoria.
Yay! Miss Victoria.
Yeah. I promise I'm not cheating. Hope.
Yay, Hope. Hi, Dana. There's Dana. Thank you. Congratulations.
And that means yours. Skylar Clark.
Skylar Clark, you are our winner. Come on up. Thank you all. Great.
I think those were all of mine. Yeah.
Okay, we're all done then. Thank you. You're welcome. Again, thank you to all the agencies and team builders for your generous donations.
So next up on our agenda today is Pamela Ammons, Ammons from Sunrise Clinics Providers. Pamela?
Hello, everyone, and some of you all I know from the clinic, and some of you I do not know. And as a healthcare provider, I am a total healthcare provider, mind, body, and soul, and that encompasses our mental health abilities. And one of the things that I think is really outstanding is 1 in 5 people have or know somebody with mental illness, okay? Although a lot of times we don't even realize it. So why is it still a stigma about discussing it? When it comes to matters of mental health, silence and shame can be dangerous. Some of the other speakers have spoke of people who have taken their own lives. And hopefully that will be not a stigma anymore and you can reach out. Because that's why it's important to open up about it, and that's why it's important to ask for help. A lot of times it can be hard to describe your experience with mental illness or to know how to tell somebody who is struggling that you care. These mental health quotes, and I have a few of them, and they really hit home with me in my own personal life and the dealing with the people in the community who I serve as a healthcare provider. By breaking the stigma, we can let a little more light in and create a healthier and happier world for everyone. I would like to start with one of the quotes, and here is something that really, really touched me. It says, "We would never tell somebody with a broken leg that they should stop wallowing and get it together. We don't consider taking medication for an ear infection we would not consider taking medication for an ear infection something to be ashamed of. We shouldn't treat mental health conditions any differently. Sometimes the worst place you can be is in your own head. You are stronger than you think. You have gotten through every bad day of your life, and you are undefeated. It does not matter how slowly you go as long as you do not stop. The sun himself is weak whenever he first rises and gathers strength and courage as the day gets on." There's numerous other quotes that can be used in our lives. But the best thing to do is to realize there's help. There's accessibility. The only person that can stop you from getting that help and accessibility is yourself. And don't think of it as being a weakness. Think of it as being a strength. Because by your asking and participating in your own mental health can show someone else that's struggling, it can be done. Thank you for your time.
Okay, I'm going to remind everyone that this is being live streamed. So please, by all means, visit the booths, but make sure that it can be heard out there. So when you're at the booths, just lower your voice a little bit. Speakers, you may have to adjust the mic so that the people in the back can hear you, okay? Next up is Eve Valenzuela, here to share a mother's story about her children in active addiction.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for being here, and thank you, Danny, for giving me this opportunity to tell a piece of my story. They always say that familiar phrase, "You've got this," but who has you? Hi, I'm Eve, and I'm the mother of 2 alcohol-addicted daughters. I often wonder how we got here, yet I knew. You see, I spent 14 years in a mentally, emotionally, and physically abusive relationship with my girl's father. How did I allow 14 years of that to take place? It was a slow progression of brainwashing and overwhelming fear. His most frequent phrase to me was always, "Eve, you're nothing. You're less than nothing. You will mean nothing to me. My family will always come before you, so don't even try to prove that you're anything good." He would repeatedly say that to me until eventually I became nothing in my own mind. It wasn't until 2021 that I believed I was worth everything. In 2021, I came to Christ, I got baptized, and God turned everything around for me. That too was the year the trajectory of my daughters' lives took a shift. You see, all those years he was also beating my daughters. So while my daughters were in their most influential years of their lives, they took a turn for the worse and ran to the bottle. My daughters went from innocent children to full-blown alcoholics. For many years, I blamed myself for not leaving that relationship sooner. I had to dig deep to get to a place where I had to forgive myself, him, and my daughters. I also had to accept the truth of what I was doing to bring my daughters to this point in their lives. For 7 years, I spent time apologizing for their childhood and not protecting them as a mother should. We suffered together. As a parent, you know the infinite 2 a.m. phone calls from jail or the hospitals. Each experience was worse than the last. And as a mother, I lived in constant fear and panic, not knowing if my girls would survive the next binge they went on. Though I tried to love them through their addiction, I couldn't save them. And I felt more like a failure for them. I'm supposed to be the one who would hold our world together. I was supposed to be the shoulder for them to cry on. I was supposed to be the strong one for them, and I felt like the biggest failure because I couldn't save them. The truth is, it's not my job to save them. It's God's job. If I ever wanted anything to get better, I had to let go and give them to God. So I got down on my knees and I prayed to him and said, "I hand them to you, God. They are yours. I'm stepping away." Last year I came to Raton, and my older daughter called me to take my grandson so she can go to sober living. Next month, I will be in Denver with her to celebrate her 1 year of sobriety. Though my younger daughter is still in active addiction, she called me yesterday and told me she was hospitalized. And they told her she has 5 years left of her life if she didn't stop what she was doing. She said, "Mom, I'm ready to give this up. She's going to get on the naltrexone pill and begin intensive outpatient therapy to get sober and to deal with the damage this all has taken on her mental health. I'm talking to you, the mother who cries alone at night, the father who feels hopeless but displays an outward appearance of strength. We cannot fix them, but we can love them, and we can give them to God. Let Him take the will. I want you to know that I know the suffering and silence you feel. When you run to people, they tend to run away, so you learn to endure and push through alone. You find a way to get out of bed every day, and you push yourself to keep on going. If it wasn't for God, I believe I would still be sad every day. But I find new reasons to be happy and to love my life. Though I don't have it all figured out, and I still feel my pain, I give my tears to God, and He helps calm my soul. If you feel you need a break from being the strength in your family, I'm willing to share my phone number, and you have my permission to call me. We can go for a walk or talk on the phone, but please know you're not alone. I am here if you need me. God, He has your back. Give it to Him and don't stop loving your babies. Stop being angry and just hold them. Tell them you love them. Tell them what their worth is in your eyes and give them to God. He has you covered. No one is there to take care of the strong one. We are forced to find a way to make it through. You smile through your storms. Hold on to your tears because you are the backbone. Strong doesn't mean you don't feel it. It just means you learned how to pick yourself up and to keep it going. You put your smile on, you walk with intent, and when all you want to do is look back for someone to save you from your drowning. I'm here to ask you, are you doing good too? If not, go ahead, cry, let yourself feel the pain so your soul can find the peace. Give your tears to God. He has your back. I hope our story inspires at least one of you. Please don't give up on you, and thank you for your time today.
Edith Lucero would like to come up and tell her story about recovery. Edith Archuleta. Apologies, reading 5 different names here. Yes, ma'am. And this is the one for the live stream.
Okay, thank you. Hi, everybody. This is my first time speaking, so just bear with me. This one? Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. I'm a recovering meth addict, and I started drinking when I was about 11 years old and heavily drinking when I was 12. I had started doing meth around 13 years old, and I've been in recovery for 2 years. I have my beautiful daughter over there. She's my biggest inspiration. I'm not gonna say my whole story because I know we're short on time and I don't know if I'm ready for all that, but I have Eli Romero over here. I was in his program, and thank God for him for getting me accepted into rehab, because I don't know where I would be if I didn't go. And my husband actually decided to go on his own, so thank God for that too. We're both in recovery, and I have family that's still struggling. I have a lot of friends that are still out there in the streets, and it's so hard just to see them. It's hard because I know when I was out there, I let myself go so bad. And I see my sister, and it's like, I couldn't believe it because she's just so skinny, and it's hard, And I know if I had my kid right now, if she was to hang out with me when I was my age, I would not let her. I'd be like, oh no, you can't hang out with that girl, because I was just such a bad influence. And I just want all you people in recovery to know you're not alone. And I have a lot of people here that I know, and we've all done stuff together, been on the streets together. And it's a blessing to see everybody doing so good. I have a lot of friends that are doing good now. Those that are still struggling, you know, we just got to keep praying for them and keep hoping that they find their way. And I just want everybody that's here to thank you for coming, and I'm still really nervous, but thank you guys. That's it.
Again, apologies for getting the wrong last name there, Edith Archuleta. Now, Mr. Eli Romero. I never pronounce his name correctly, so I'm just going to call him Eli.
Nobody does.
Exactly, that's why I said it, right?
Thank you. All right, how's everybody this afternoon? Hey, so before I get into anything, and I'm going to get real radical, guys, because I was radical when I was getting high. I was radical where I was in prison and jail and all that stuff. So I'm also radical about recovery, really hardcore. So first of all, what I want is everybody who's in recovery, if you've recovered from alcohol, from drugs, from mental health, from suicide, trying to kill yourself, whatever that looks like, mental health, if you are in recovery in this place this afternoon, I want you to stand up real quick, please. And don't be ashamed about your recovery. You wear that badge proud with honor. Stand up. We got, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Look at all these that are standing around. Today is your day. The reason why we are here today is because of you. And as you guys stand here today, you guys are breaking the stigma that's placed upon those that are in addiction, those that have mental health illnesses, those that are incarcerated. You are breaking that stigma, and you are also the hope. My sister, man, I love you. Thank you. You are you next. All you guys that are here in recovery are the next generation of those that are hope for those that are out there in jails, in prisons, that are sticking needles in their arm, that are smoking fentanyl right now. All those that are dying to addiction right now, you guys are the hope for them. Thank you, guys. There was once a time in my life where I didn't have no hope. I was so bounded up by drugs and alcohol. I was so bounded up by institutions because I was raised through the system. I was what you call the product of the state of New Mexico. I went at a very young age to New Mexico boys' school, and I graduated at the age of 17 to the state penitentiary. And I thought that was the life that I was supposed to live. Now, I'm not going to come up here and glorify any of that because that's who I used to be. See, I'm a new person today, and I give all glory to God. And my brother right there, God bless you for that. God bless you. Thank you for what you're doing in this community. I have to give all glory to God. See, because God came into my miserable life 25 years ago. 3 days ago was 25 years that I've been walking this road of recovery. 25 years where I didn't have no hope. I have a hope. But my hope no longer is just for me. See, the first 5 years of my recovery was just for me because I needed to heal. I needed to understand who I was. I had no clue who I was. I was a messed up, lost, abused, hurt, sad, you name it, individual who had no clue what life was even about. So I had to work on myself, and I still work on myself every day. So don't get me wrong, I gotta do this every single day. But the first 5 years of my life was solely working on what I needed to do. After them 5 years, God gave me a mandate, and God says, you're gonna go back and you're gonna reach those individuals from where you came from. And today, that's what I do. So when the sister said that, thank me for fighting for her, that's what I do today, is I'll go and I'll fight for individuals. I'll go fight for them, and I don't give up. And those that know me, like the judges and the DAs, the probation officers, they know that when I get involved with somebody, I'm not going to take no for an answer, because there is a way for them. There is a way for them. Incarceration doesn't do nothing for any of us, but it makes us worse. You can get treatment. I'm not saying that there's not treatment in DOC, but the odds of somebody changing while they're incarcerated is not going to take place because they can't get real with themselves. When you can get real with yourself that I have a problem, guess what I'm going to do? I'm probably going to make some changes in my life. That's part of who I am, but also who I am. I'm also part of an organization called Crossroads. And in Crossroads, since I've been there for almost 6 years, it's almost the beginning of the agency, the existence of the agency, we have been able to create multiple programs to fit the needs of our communities. And one of them programs was our CR2 model, which is our Comprehensive Recovery and Reintegration Program, which we work solely closely with the judges. We work with the court systems. We work with probation and parole. Anybody that's caught up in any type of legal system, we're able to work with these individuals and say, look, instead of incarcerating them, let's send them to treatments. And we've been able to be very successful in this. And what I want to say, though, is I want to say thank you to the community. I want to say thank you to our legal system in this area. I want to say thank you to the probation and parole, because we have not been able to do what we've been able to be successful, and we do at 87% success rates without the collaboration with those within this community. See, because there's a saying, it takes a village to raise a child, correct? Well, it takes a village to help those that are struggling with addictions and mental health. It takes a village to say, you know what, we're not going to judge you no longer. We're not going to look at what you're doing, but you're going to look at you're sick, and we're going to help find you the healing that you need. And that's what we're able to do at Crossroads with our comprehensive wraparound services, is we come in and we find the needs of the community, and we work establishing with everybody else who's here, with all the other programs out of here, with all the other entities that are here. We want to work collaborative with them because there's an issue in here. We know that there's an issue. If you don't look at 215 to 220 people dying every single day of an overdose, and we can't sit here and say we don't have a problem. 187 people a day just in the state of New Mexico looking to commit suicide, or actually going to the committing suicide. We have an issue. We have a problem, but it doesn't mean that we can't find a solution to that. And when you look around to what you see here, this is the solution right here. This is what makes changes, not just for the community, but for those individuals that are dying and struggling out there, those that are incarcerated, those that are overdosing, those that don't have a hope. So in that, I always say this, man, if I can do it, if I can be where I'm at today, if I can do it, then anybody can do it. But how bad do you want it? How bad do you want change, number one, for your life? But don't stay stuck in that. Don't stay stuck in just your recovery. Recovery is good. Don't get me wrong. Having that job, paying bills, getting your family back is good. But capitalize on that. Move on that. Grow on that. Give back. Because there's so many other struggling individuals that are out there. Your story makes a difference in somebody's life. Your story can help set somebody free because they need to hear your story. So before I leave, man, don't stop spreading recovery in this community. I want to see this thing grow even more and more and more. Danielle, Rainbow, thank you guys so much. We were talking about when this just started at a conversation between a couple of us talking in a little room, saying, man, how can we bring recovery bigger in Raton? And look at this right here. Look at this. This is achievement right here. Thank you guys, and God bless.
So I got to tell kind of a funny little story. When I got here this morning, Danielle kept adding me a name after a name for our list today, and I am so grateful for that. Because while people are here and hearing everybody's story, they are having the courage to stand up here and tell their story. And I think that is amazing, and I think that is what every year should happen, is let's have more people up here talking about how they have gotten help or how they have gotten someone else help, so that that list, again, does not have one more name added to it. So now that I've gotten off my little soapbox there, I'm going to pass it over to Danielle for some more raffles. Okay, Reverend Klein and Danielle and Reyes for us, for everybody. Let's all get up here.
Hi, everybody. I'm Jill, and I'm an alcoholic. Okay, let's try that again. How do you respond? How many people do the 12-step bit? Hi, everybody. I'm Jill, and I'm an alcoholic. Hi, Jill. Very good. Thank you. I'm also an Episcopal priest and a member of the Rain Board, and we are doing lots of raffle items. So, what are we? No, okay. That's okay. You go ahead. No, you're gonna. No, you're doing. She's the president of the board. She doesn't want to speak. Thank you. Also, I want to just give a really big round of applause to Danielle and her crew for pulling all of this off. Are we saying who?
Yes.
No, but.
Which way are we going? Which prize?
Okay, let's start with the, there we go.
We have some Burt's Bees gift bag. Was there no? Oh, there was no name written on that ticket. All right. Lenora. Hey. Where is she? She's over there. All right, we're gonna set it down here.
What's this one for?
All right. For the I Learn and Grow Every Day, we have James Lovinger. Yay! Okay.
And I just want to share that that tumbler was made by Shannon Portillo. Thank you.
That's what I wasn't sure if I was supposed to be saying.
That's my Jen.
Okay, this one is an air freshener made by Jennifer Portillo. Lenore again. Where are you at? You got two things up here.
Okay, now for
It's a movie basket. Movie basket.
All right. From CYFD, a movie basket for Jamie Escabel. Jamie. Oh, there you go. Sure.
There's a mug and frother and a $20 gift certificate to Sage Coffee.
A mug and frother and a $20 gift certificate to Sage Coffee, also provided by CYFD. All right. And this is for, does that say Nate? Yes. Nate Hebron. Nate. Where's? Okay, so those are Lenore's. Oh, there you are. Cool. All right. Oh, we've got a bunch of stuff down here.
We have a Scentsy basket mat by Andrea.
A Scentsy basket by Andrea. And it's from which agency? Oh, sorry. Andrea Carrier. All right, and it is going to Victoria Gonzalez. Woohoo! You. All right. All right, it says pumpkin spice by Roxanne. Say it again. Mara. Roxanne Mara. Mara. Roxanne. Okay.
Roxy.
By Roxy. All right, and it's going pumpkin spice, and it's going to Linda Bennett. Yay! All right. And I'm really sorry I butchered that last name.
This is by Raton. It's a miniature golf set.
A miniature golf set. Oh, I want this. These are donated by Rain, okay? And oh my Lord, and it's going to Reverend Jill. The power of prayer, y'all. What a hoot. Okay. Full sound. It looks like a speaker, a Bluetooth speaker, pulse sound. Also going to Victoria Gonzalez. Yay!
Mixed nuts.
Ooh, mixed nuts. Okay. Mixed nuts going to Camille Gonzalez. Yay!
Congratulations.
Electric s'more maker.
Ooh, all right. Where are the Girl Scouts and the Boy Scouts? An electric s'more maker. Going to Jasmine Ilko? Lucero. I can pronounce, I just can't read. Jasmine Lucero. Oh, we have a phone. Oh, there you are. Yay! An electric s'more maker.
Charcuterie board.
A charcuterie board set.
Oh, you can pronounce that.
I just learned about a year and a half ago. Okay. Jenny Garcia. Where's Jenny?
Yay, Jenny. All right. Picnic basket.
A picnic basket, special design for lovers. Okay. That's lovers of food, y'all. Victoria Garcia.
Oh, it's Victoria Gonzalez.
No,
Oh,
it says Garcia.
Oh, okay.
There she is. All right, is that it? This time around? All right, that's it for this round, and we are ready for our next part of the program. Oh, before I leave, for anybody that is not aware, over here we have a memorial, and it'll be part of our ending ceremony. If you have lost anybody to addiction or suicide or any other mental health issue and you would like their name remembered, we're going to have all of the names read during the ceremony. So please go over and fill that out. I just want to put that out there. Thank you.
Up next, we're going to have an additional speaker, Pamela Cordova. Pam.
This one goes out. All right. Hi, everybody. How are you? I've been in 8 years of recovery. I've been through a rough childhood. I actually been going to Crossroads for help. I've been taking care of. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? No? Okay. Well, I've been in 8 years of recovery. Then my sister passed away during that time. I'm taking care of my niece. Can you hear me now? Let's start over. Anyways, I've been in 8 years of recovery. And that time my sister passed away. And I felt like relapsing, right? But I didn't. I took her daughter in. I'm taking care of her daughter and my mom and my son, of course, you know. And I just been through a rough childhood. That's what made me relapse, well not relapse, but make me start becoming an alcoholic, a drug addict. I've been clean off coke for a long time and off alcohol. And I have challenges every day, you know, but I still keep busy and take care of my needs, you know. I go to Crossroads for help, and they've been amazing. Vince and Tasha have been helping me a lot, because I could call them and they're right there, you know, for moral support, or if I need to talk to somebody, just to make me laugh, or if I feel like I'm gonna go relapse, you know, or I'll go see my sister at the cemetery. Just been a rough road, and I just keep going. Because I give everybody props who are in recovery, because it's a very hard thing to do, especially when you get sober and going through the milestones in life that are hard. Because there's too many of us that are passing away that are young. There's people younger than me that are in the, go look at the cemeteries. Go look at the gravestones. There's people younger than me that are in there. Off alcohol and fentanyl and all that, you know? You could go to a party, do a line of coke, and you don't even know if it's laced with fentanyl. I had a few close people pass away in the last few years from alcohol, drugs. And it hits the heart because you don't want to believe it, you know what I mean? But it took me a long time to get where I'm at right today. I'm trying to do an amazing job with my family and raise them right, you know? So far, if I feel down and out, like I said, I'll call either Crossroads, Vince, or Tasha for help, you know? But I give everybody props that are in recovery. And this goes out to Crossroads for helping me out. Thank you, guys.
So again, I want to remind you that we are inside. Every single voice is echoing. They can't hear these stories, and these people, it can't be easy to come up here and tell some of the most painful things that have happened to them, some of the reasons why they do what they do, why they have felt like they want to take their own life. We need to let their voices be heard. Up next, Erica Meadows and Jada Cordero, Youth Recovery and Suicide Prevention.
Hi, I know a lot of people here. It's good to see everybody out today celebrating recovery and also spreading awareness on suicide prevention and substance abuse. My name is Erica Meadows. I work with CYFD. I'm specifically the Chief Juvenile Probation Officer for Union, Colfax, and Taos counties. I am well too acquainted with substance misuse with youth, with suicide in youth, and the issues that youth pick up from having families that are dysfunctional or families that are struggling with substance abuse. Unfortunately, we live in northern New Mexico, which has, fortunately we live here, it's beautiful, but unfortunately we have some pretty scary statistics. Even though opioid overdoses, deaths are going down all over the entire country, all over our entire state. Unfortunately, in the district that I work with, which is Taos, Union, and Colfax counties, they're actually going up, which is really frightening. We have Narcan. We hand it out all the time. In Taos County especially, you know, they've opened up some shelters, and the community there is really concerned that, well, that's why our numbers are going up, but those are not the people that are dying. The locals are the people that are dying. The people that are alone are the people that are dying. So if you know anybody that uses, or if anybody in this room does, please don't do it alone. And if you're going to, make sure that you go somewhere that they give out Narcan and that you always have it with you. Because I'm all about harm reduction. Like people have said before, abstinence only does not work. If you're in a position to help somebody, we should all be helping somebody. So that's my spiel. I also have this wonderful young woman here with me that is from our community that's going to speak to the youth and about the youth here in Raton. Her name's Jada Cordero. She's pretty amazing. She's a CCS worker at Lozen and Company, a behavioral health agency in Springer and Taos, and they do cover most of Colfax and Taos counties as far as providing services. She is on our JJAC Youth Board, and she has been for 3 years. She's our current president. She does a great job helping put things like this on and spreading the word with the youth in our community. She's also a chair for the youth and board development for the subcommittee for the state JJAC board. So she doesn't just work in our community, she works throughout the entire state. And she's actually getting ready to go to a national conference to get more skills, to be able to help people more. So without further ado, I would like to introduce Jada for you.
Thank you so much for the introduction, Erica. And I also want to thank the Recovery and Remembrance event for giving me the time to actually speak about youth substance abuse and suicide from the perspective of a youth. Now, this is a problem that we as a community were not necessarily ignorant to, right? During this past health fair, the youth board asked the question, what is the biggest problem facing youth in Raton? And the most common answer was substance use and mental health. And don't get me wrong, this is a problem that we see statewide as well. Even though over the years we have seen a decline in youth substance abuse, statistically, New Mexico still ranks higher than the national average. So making like this is a problem that we can't ignore even if we tried, and I feel like we have tried. But when we talk about substance use and suicide to our youth, the conversation stays pretty surface level from what I've seen. Drugs are bad and can ruin your life. Talk to a trusted adult if you feel like you're gonna hurt yourself, and those are all great sentiments, do not get me wrong. But are they really effective? See, I grew up in the DARE era of drug prevention in schools. Just say no. And I can say from my own experience that it didn't work. If anything, it made the problem worse, and if you don't believe me, look at the health outcomes for the DARE program. We constantly tell our kids to ask for help, but as soon as they start to show signs of substance abuse or mental distress, they are assigned as the bad kids, right? And they're ostracized for it, whether it be from their family, friends, schools, and their community. So what can we do as a community to actually address this problem? I want to talk to y'all about holistic approaches. Because healing, it's not just about stopping drug use or preventing suicide. It's about seeing the whole person. A holistic approach means that we look at the mental, emotional, physical, and even spiritual parts of a person's life. It means that we ask questions like, do you feel safe at home? Are you supported at school? Do you have a community where you feel like you belong? Are you able to express yourself without judgment? And most importantly, are you taught healthy coping skills? When we approach healing like this, we stop seeing youth as a problem that needs to be fixed. And we can start seeing them as people to care for, invest in, and believe in. Substance abuse and suicide are not personal failures. They are community issues, and we need to start acting like it. Thank you. And I'm talking about teachers. I lost my point, but I'm talking about teachers, parents, counselors, coaches, and even youth themselves. We all have a role in this problem. But to make real change, we need to support our community. We need to strengthen and champion local youth programs, create a school environment that actually prioritizes emotional well-being and student resiliency. And we need to provide opportunities for youth to be a part of the conversation. Thank you. See, growing up in Raton, I always felt like this town had given up on its youth at some point. I've seen many great youth programs shut down before they ever really got started. And I've seen how my peers were treated after needing help with their mental health and substance use. All these examples resulted in me mistaking silence as personal protection and nihilism for the lack of growth in our community as an immovable truth. Right? That we can never grow as a community, never change. And unfortunately, that's not a hot take, is it? It's not even just an experience that's unique to me. Just listen to the way our youth talk about their experience in Raton, and trust that it's not just teenage angst or even ignorance. Actually listen to our youth. And for any youth that feel this way, I want you to know that you haven't been given up on, and you have not been forgotten. We can work together to make a better community that we can actually grow in, not one that we're growing out of. Let's move beyond Band-Aids. Let's build a system that actually heals. Let's be people who listen deeply, act kindly, and care loudly. Healing is possible. Recovery is possible when we look at the whole picture. So that's my whole spiel. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you all so much for for taking the time to listen to Jada and to myself. And I have a table over there. I have business cards. If anybody's struggling or if anybody knows anybody that is, let me know. I can help you get to the right programs, get to the right services. We have gun locks. We have bags to lock up edibles to keep them out of young hands. Unfortunately, that's one of the highest reasons for toddlers showing up in the emergency rooms these days is getting a hold of their parents' edibles. So if you have that, keep it safe, keep it away from the kids. We have those things to help you. And as always, if there's any questions or anybody needs anything, just give us a call. Thank you.
So now, to introduce somebody I've known for a very, very long time, from Team Builders, Joe Salazar.
Good afternoon, everyone. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Joe Salazar. Today I stand before you, not just to speak, but to honor survival. To honor the strength it takes to wake up when your soul feels heavy. To honor the courage it takes to say that you're still here, even when the world feels like it's slipping through your fingers. Whether you're surviving suicide, mental and behavioral health, or recovering from addiction, it is not just about living anymore. It's about learning how to relive, learning how to breathe again, learning how to feel, and how to believe in tomorrow again. It's about finding the right light in the right places that you never thought to look. And it's about knowing that your story, no matter how broken you may feel, is still unfolding. You are not weak for having struggled. You are powerful for having endured. So I found a poem that I liked and I just want to share with you guys. And it's a reflection of a journey from despair to resilience, from silence to voice, and from pain to purpose. It's called I'm Still Here. I walked through nights that had no stars, where silence screamed and left scars. I held my breath beneath the tide and wondered if I'd ever rise. But something small, a flicker faint, a whisper not of fear, but of strength. It said, hold on till the dawn is coming, though every part of me felt numb. I stitched my soul with threads of grace and learned to love that fragile place. The cracks I feared began to shine, a map where I had drawn the line. I'm not the same and that's okay. We lived through storms that bent my way, but here I stand with open eyes, a broken heart, but still survives. So you're not alone, or even if you feel, know that healing walks where pain has grown. Your voice, your breath, your life is real. You're not a wound, that's how we heal. So for those that are still fighting, you're not alone. There's so many resources out there. Your presence is a gift, your survival is triumph, and your future is worth staying for. Always remember it's okay not to be okay, but most importantly, tomorrow needs you. Thank you all for being here, and thank you for having us.
From Blue Sky United, Ruth, to speak about harm reduction.
Thank you. All right. Can you hear me? Good? Okay. Thank you so much for inviting me to speak today. My name is Ruth Scullion. I have been a part of the community here in Raton for about 6 years. My personal relationship with drugs and alcohol started at 13. I am now 46 and have been in my own personal recovery journey for about 8.5 years. Like a lot of us here today, I have lost many to the affliction of drugs and alcohol, including 2 of my brothers and my father. Today, I am grateful to be here with you to celebrate our loved ones and ensure their loss is not in vain. I have worked in harm reduction for the past 20 years, starting in Philadelphia, where I'm from. I got high in Kensington, and I helped people in Kensington, and I found recovery in Kensington. The mainstream process of shame and punishment does not work. We see it fail our communities over and over again. Harm reduction is simple. Harm reduction is practical. We work to reduce harm in our communities. This can be as fundamental as distributing food to the food insecure, blankets to those who have no heat, and naloxone or Narcan to those who use opiates. Along with my colleague, Zach Shapiro, we founded Blue Skies United, a federally recognized 501c3, to provide life-serving supplies to Raton for the past 2.5 years. We are hugely grateful for our team, Estrella Benavides, Rose Martinez, and Bert Dennis. We work closely with the New Mexico Department of Health, and in the role we currently serve around 60 community members in Raton who live without utilities and stable housing. These are many of our family members, lovers, and friends. For this reason, our project exists beyond politics, beyond sobriety, and beyond anything that stops us from caring for each other as a community. Our mission is to serve anyone who is underserved with everything from time and compassion to much-needed resources specific to each person we serve. Harm reduction is rooted in the principles of meeting our neighbors where they're at, with compassion and care. We ask for nothing in return. Thank you so much.
Okay, I'm looking for Miss Danielle. Reverend Klein, it is time for another set of door prizes. Yes, ma'am. So after the next door prizes, just so that everyone is aware, excuse me, may I have your attention, please? The next speech after the door prizes is going to be a list of memoriam for the names of the people that we have lost. So during her speech, I would implore you to be quiet and listen to these names, because they do matter. Thank you.
We need our bag. And Judge Onrich needs to come up.
We have some last minute entries, so just
Okay. If you haven't picked up your raffle ticket, or if you'd like to buy a chance at more, go do it quick, because they're putting in a few more tickets. They're putting more in. So Elias asked earlier how many people are in recovery from drugs or alcohol. I'm wondering how many people here today are a family member or a friend of someone who is suffering. Stand up, let's see if you're a family member or a friend of someone who's suffering from some aspect of addiction. Give yourselves a round of applause for surviving it. And thank you for showing up.
Judge Amy.
Judge Amy is drawing. We've got a lot of stuff up here. Okay.
Maybe you should read instead of Jill. No, I'm kidding. I said maybe she should read instead of you.
Oh, I only messed up one last name. I couldn't see it. All right, so our first gift is for Main Street Life, a voucher for general admission to Main Street Life. No, put my name back. I don't, it was me, but no, I don't need to win anything else.
Okay. You can donate it to Frankie. No, Frankie doesn't. He may not go there. Okay.
Do it, oh, okay. Cynthia Molina.
Yay!
Cynthia Molina.
She might be out with her dog.
All right, well, we'll watch for her. All right. We have some henna to give away. Victoria, okay, Victoria G, but there's two Victorias with the last initial G. So this is phone number 575-707-2769, Victoria G.
All righty, there you go. Congratulations. Yay.
Okay. All right, we have a gift bag from Pinwheel, and it's going to Shelby. Where is Shelby? Shelby?
Somebody's pointing.
Somebody's pointing. Come here, Shelby.
Here's Shelby. Oh, there she is. Here we go.
All right. We're going to give away a backpack. I don't, okay, take my name out of there.
Well, no, you take it. You take it.
I bought,
I'll take this.
okay, Dr. Condor is going to take that backpack. All right.
Oops, I got two. Hold on.
Now we have a K-Bob's gift certificate going to Drina.
Yay.
Ooh, more gifts.
I need to clear back up the Bronco game and then.
Oh, okay. All right. We have a Raton Arts and Humanities Council certificate for 2 tickets to the Mexican Brass and Historic Schuler Theater, Monday at 7. All right, and it is going to Rick Mestis. Is Rick still here? All right, we will let him know.
No, okay, I'll take that too. And I'll take that.
Okay. All right, let's see. We have
I'm not sure. What is this?
Danielle. Where's Danielle? What's in this? It's a tumbler, a cup tumbler. Okay. And it's going to
I'm going to say Watley.
Watley?
Watley? Is there a Watley? How about phone number 719-220-0833? Oh, there we go.
Okay.
All right, how am I bastardizing that name? Okay, I was close. All right, Watley, okay.
I'm in recovery 24 years.
24 years in recovery, yay! Woo!
Here, have
Thank
a
you.
backpack too.
Okay, and
Have
a
a
backpack.
backpack too.
Okay, we're gonna give away the next pinwheel bag.
Alrighty.
Drina, how many tickets did you buy, my friends? Come on up, Drina. Wait a minute, did you get 2 pinwheel bags then? Oh, okay. I know, they're gorgeous. I'm going to save that in the refrigerator towards the end. Okay. All right, we're going to give away the Bunch of Bubbles bag over there. And it's going to Lori Olson. Lori Olson. Here she comes.
Congratulations.
All right, and the Armor All bag or bucket? My husband would really want that.
That's nice.
All right. Reverend Jill, no, just kidding. Eric Shepard. Eric.
Yay, Eric.
Come on, Eric.
All right, so that's Eric. And it's Bronco colors. I hope you're a Bronco fan. Oh, there you go.
All right, we got 2 more backpacks.
Yes, thank you very much.
Backpacks. All right, I got 2 here.
All right, so one is going to Victoria G, and we'll need to draw another one. Where's Victoria? Okay, wait a minute. 2769? Okay.
Don't be ashamed. We'll help you carry out all your stuff.
All right. Frankie.
Oh, Frankie.
Frankie.
There
You
you
used
go.
2 lines.
Yay.
All right, Frankie.
Yay.
All right. Now we have a little mini refrigerator drink fridge. Cooler. All right. Victoria, you bought a lot of tickets, girl, and we thank you for your support. Woohoo!
Buy a Powerball after this.
And Danielle, who donated the earrings to us? Okay, from
Congratulations.
from Beatrice. Beatrice, we've got some gorgeous little turquoise earrings, and I believe this is our last. I think this is our last item from the raffle.
Yeah.
Natasha Samoa.
Yay.
Natasha Samoa. Natasha, come on.
She'll take it for her. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much. All right.
All right, and we don't have Cynthia Molina back yet? Okay,
Cynthia.
okay, we're going to take those to Cynthia.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Here ends the raffle.
So now to share her story, Luisa Medina, and also I would like to ask Lori to come up. Part of this speech is to mention all of the names on that board over there. If you would like someone's name mentioned and you haven't had it written down, please let them know now so that they can be remembered and honored and missed. Thank you. Have a great day.
Hi there, my name is Lori, and I'm a grateful believer who is in, we represent Celebrate Recovery here, and we've been part of this group for the 4 years everybody's been meeting. We're so grateful that this is taking place. We just want folks to know that we're a resource. We do the 12 steps. We meet every Monday at the Lighthouse at 6 o'clock. Everyone is welcome. We work. Part of my own story is I'm sober 19 years now, thanks to this program. So I just want to Louisa and I just want to let you know that part of 12 steps is really about becoming more mature. It gives us a path of growth. So we welcome all who would like to come, and Louisa has a special part of her story that she'd like to share. We both are on the leadership team at Celebrate Recovery.
Hi everyone, my name is Luisa Medina. I am recovered from drugs and homelessness. I still suffer from life issues, which we all do. I'm kind of going to start at the beginning of my life, even before I was born. So my family has struggled with mental health issues, alcoholics, you name it. So before I'm even born, you know, I was going to be at a loss, right? So I'm born into this family. What am I to do? It's generational, people. We got to break the cycle. Growing up with alcoholics was very hard. I pretty much was on my own by the age of 14. I already had my own apartment, tried drugs, you know, running amok. Moved to California, had a child, tried a little drugs. This whole time that I'm doing these things, I didn't realize until now that I was suffering from mental health issues and all the family issues that I had. When you don't have the support of your family, you know, you feel pretty lost. So you're just trying to be out there to survive. And trying to survive, it's very hard because you're just, you know, living fight or flight, you know? But, so my recovery here in Raton, I came out here about 10, 15 years ago. I was a drug addict and was homeless for 10 years. I've been sober for 5. Thank you. When I first started to get sober, there was finally places that I could reach out to and get the help. I reached out to a company called Crossroads, where I first got sober. They helped me with therapy. They helped me with a CSW to take me around to get everything I needed. They helped me get into rehab. I was already 60 days sober. But I chose rehab because I had to go and find myself, make a plan for my life, because once you get sober, you can't just run out there and just be like, okay, I'm sober, and go to the places where you got high or where you were struggling. So I had to make a point to go to rehab. While I was there, I took advantage of the time that I had to make a plan A, a plan B, and a plan C. So that way, if it falls through, I'm okay. In that time, I realized that yes, I did want to get sober. And I made it a point to where I decided I wanted to get sober, because nobody's going to get sober if you try to make them. You send them to jail or to rehab and they don't want it, you're going to have to want it. And people need to be patient with their loved ones that are there. We have to meet them where they're at. All the facilities need to meet them where they're at. All we can do is pray for them. I'm a grateful believer in a higher power, Jesus Christ. I don't know if you believe in your higher power, but there's always something to go to and have strength in if you don't have that support system. I also reached out to another company called Pinwheel. They helped me so much with therapy. I continued doing these companies off and on for 5 years, but they were always meeting me where I was at. It was a great support system. It was structure, because they're there to make sure that you're there to do what you need to do, right? And then I reached out to team builders. Great therapy there. Every facility here, I'm just telling you, get their information, share it with the loved ones that are struggling with mental health, substance abuse, even suicide. Even for yourself. We struggle too, having to be codependent and watch our loved ones struggle. Well, I'm going to talk about Celebrate Recovery. While I was at one of these facilities, my CSW said, hey, let's go check out Celebrate Recovery. I went into Celebrate Recovery. There's women and men's groups, right? So I sat there and I listened to some people and I was like, I don't think this is the right fit for me. Some people are saying they had food issues and, you know, just these issues that I thought were minute compared to my drug addiction. I was an intravenous drug user and homeless. So I was like, this isn't gonna work for me, but I gave it a chance. I went back and I went back. And you know what I realized? That if I would have gone to something like this when I was having those little issues with my family, with myself, then I wouldn't have got to that point where I was in drug addiction. So we're trying to reach out to our youth, our younger people, and our older people so it's not generational as well. So we can help the older people, help the younger people that help the younger people. Because that's the only way it's going to work if we help each other. So I've been, like I said, I've been sober for 5 years. I'm a leader in Celebrate Recovery. I try to go and volunteer as many places as I can. And I still see addicts out there still struggling. The people that I got high with, the people that I know. And all I could do is pray for them. It's very hard to see people living like that. And all I could say is that I'm grateful that I'm not. And the only thing that I could do is pray. So I just pray for the addicts out there still struggling and the families that have to deal with it. Okay, for the last 4 years, since we've been doing the Recovery Remembrance, I've been getting a list of names. The names include people that had overdoses, suicide, lives that were taken by others, and some of the memory ones that were just remembered because they were loved. So if you wouldn't mind quieting down, and I'm going to read these names, okay? Joe Acevedo Sr., Joe Acevedo Jr., Frederick Armijo, Frankie Acevedo, Reina Aragon, Becky Archuleta, Danny Archuleta, Andrea Archuleta, Abe Ayaso, Joel Bennett, Mike Bernal, Melissa Binder, Ian Bistro, TK Bowman, Santiago Casados, Adam Chandler, Alex Cobb, Steve Condor, Joey Cordova, Joey and Sheila Cox, Shane Cruz, Andrea Fernandez, Jacob Gallegos, George Gallegos, Richard Gallegos, Rocky Gallegos, Sophia Gallegos, Anthony Gallagher, Gabe Garcia, KG Garcia, Reed Gorecki, Shane Gothard, Joseph Gurul, Zach Holderby, Joe and Philip Hopkins, Adam Hudgens, J. Joe Jefferson, Helen Jorgensen, Jeff Kilgore, Richard Lee Luton, Joe Loco Lopez, Maria Lopez, Ross Lopez, Carl Lucero, Priscilla Lopez, George Lunn, Justin Luxich and Angel Garcia, AJ Mares, Monica Mangona, Selena Mares, Alan Martinez, Carrie Martinez, Cassie Martinez, Garrick Matthews, Tanner Martinez, Stella Marcus, Viola Medina, which is my mom and I miss her so much, Jeff Meadows, Josiah Mendez, John Mitchell, nicknamed Captain Jack, Derek Noel, Raymond Muniz, Rego Ortega, Scott Perry, Ralph Quinton, Benny Rivera, Richard Rivera, Adam Romero, Charles Romero Sr., Charles Romero Jr., George Lefty Romero, James Romero, Irene Romero, Jeffrey Romero, Thomas Romero, Jacob Salas, Ted Salas, Richard Salazar Jr., Richard Zamora, Devin Sandoval, Ellis Sines, Kenny Segura, Chris Cisneros, Ruben Cisneros, Trish Cisneros, Sean Smart, Michael Taps Tapia, Misty Tafoya, Andy Tarkenton, Jason Tarnacki, Crystal Trejo, Bettina Trujillo, Brittany Trujillo, Jason Smith, Henry Treba, Stephen Trujillo, Christopher Sanchez, Mandy Van Landingham, Dave Dog Valdez, Crusita Valdez, Annie Vigil, Gilbert Vigil, Louis Vigil, Pete Vigil, James Vigil, Robert Vigil, Vaughn Vigil, James Warwick, Joe Wheeler, and TJ Williams. Every year we add these names. We've been going 4 years this time. A lot of those names were recent in drug overdose, suicide, accidental loss, right? It's going on too fast, too many, and we need to do something about it. So reach out to your loved ones. Be the strong anchor that they can have. Introduce them to these companies, because they do help, because I am living proof of that. Thank you very much.
Before I invite Reverend Klein up, there is still a lot of time to spend talking to these service providers, these vendors, getting hennas. So please, after Reverend Klein does the recovery ceremony, please spend as much time as you can getting all the information that you can from all of the vendors that you can, so that the last name that Ms. Medina just said is the last name. Thank you. Reverend Klein.
Yes. Okay, we're going to shift up how we're doing this, folks. Can I have everybody's attention for a minute? In order to make this meaningful, like we've done it in the past, I'm going to ask everybody to kind of gather in a circle from the table around. I'm going to stay here so I have the microphone, and because I'm going to play one song. But who's been here for the recovery event in prior years? Okay, so you guys are familiar with how we've done this little ceremony. And one of the things I want to remind you of before we start, we're going to give it about 5 minutes for everybody to circle up and get set. If you haven't written a name down of somebody that you've lost or that you want to remember, feel free to add that name. But the other thing that's over there are little polished stones. And the point of the stones is to take that with you, to pick one up, hold a person or an experience in prayer. Pick that up, hold it, take it with you. They've all had a prayer said over them. So why don't we give it about 5 minutes to circle up, pick a stone up, get settled over here. I'm going to stay up here so that the microphone works, and we'll call everybody's back to attention in just a few minutes. Oh, and somebody did the lights. Let's set a mood. Everybody find that place, that quiet place. that is the God of understanding that you know. For those who are familiar, please join me in the serenity prayer. God, grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things I can, and the wisdom to know the difference. I'd like everybody to take a moment to find what that God of their understanding means to them, because we all come from different places, different experiences. Take a moment to hold in your heart the reason you're here today, whether it's for yourself and your own recovery, or for the recovery of family members and friends, or for the memory of those who did not recover. Before we do the litany, I want to play a song. I have to get to the right place. feelings you can only get with a song. Gracious and loving God, all that is holy, be with us in this moment, in this day. Walk with us in our own recovery and walk with our families and friends. Wrap your loving spirit around those that have gone before us. Let their memories be with us. Let the joy we shared be with us. Let the pain we experienced be with us, so that we can love those we lost from the truth of who they were and from the truth of who we have become with time, with your guidance and with your love. We're going to do a litany. When I raise my hand, your response will be, "Hear our prayer." Gracious and loving God, you give breath to each person you made. You treasure the gifts of each unique person, but when life becomes a burden rather than a gift, hold us. God of our understanding, hear our prayer. When darkness strangles our serenity, when days become endless nights, shine on us. God of our understanding, hear our prayer. When no one seems to understand, when we walk and wait alone, grant us strength and courage. God of our understanding, hear our prayer. When there is despair, bring hope. When there is shame, give value and worth. When there is suffering, bring healing. When there is emptiness, bring fulfillment. When there is addiction, bring recovery. God of our understanding, hear our prayer. Take a moment to call out the name of someone in your heart who's in recovery or who you lost, or for yourself. Say the names. Gracious and loving God, we raise in our voices and from our hearts those we've lost, those we've loved. We raise ourselves for your gracious and loving care. O blessed Lord, you have ministered to all who come to you. Look with compassion upon all who through addiction have lost their health and freedom. Restore them to the assurance of your unfailing mercy. Remove from them the fears that beset them. Strengthen them in the work of their recovery, and to those who care for them, give patient understanding and persevering love. And in the name of all that is holy, we say, Amen. The blessing of the God of your understanding and all that is holy be upon you now and always. Amen. So here ends our ceremony, and here ends our event. In terms of speakers, we have people and tables that are still available. So please visit folks, pick up information, take one of the stones with you in remembrance of the day and the experience. And God bless all of you for being here. Thank you.